Come on in, come on in, come on in. All geeks are welcome in this space. Let's learn together and seek his face. I'm Lem Philyaw, aka Bad Gamer Elite, your host for this Sound Maiden podcast, sponsored by lifepromotions.org. God, Games, and Geekery gives us an opportunity every Tuesday to chat about the crossroads of our passions and our faith. I can't wait to learn and discuss with you. I want to welcome you to the 20th episode in this devotional series. This is in no way endorsed or sponsored by any geeky developer, but I want to talk from my heart about our faith and some of my favorite geeky things. Okay, you guys, I got a confession. Some of you will relate hard to this. Others of you will say, okay, Lem, you've got a problem. Some of you will say, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. Here goes. My fellow geeks, I am a nerd hoarder. That's right, I hoard all the nerdy things. I've got comics I haven't read in the last 10 years. I have figures that aren't even displayed. And worst of all is my game backlog. If we look at my PlayStation, I have 83 games whose stories I haven't finished yet. I wish I could stop at that statement. However, I own a Nintendo Switch, an Xbox One, and a gaming PC. Shall we say that the Switch is the only system with fewer games available to me than the PS4? The love of video games and the stories they tell is very similar to my voracious hunger of books when I was younger. I just love to read, and my parents and the leaders in my life did everything they could to feed that passion. Quake youth retreats fuel the passion for Jesus in youth all around the country. Between the worship times, large group times, small group and workshops, it's an amazing weekend for students and leaders alike. Get more info at quakeevent.com today. Okay, so let's break this issue down. Many of these games are part of the respective consoles' free games with their online service package. Others are gifts from friends. Some, however, are when I see a good deal or a new game that has a photo mode come out. I look at some of my old games and think, I'll come back to it. And sometimes I do. But this is what discontentment can look like in a gamer. So I took to the Bible to see what it had to say about discontentment. And I found a couple of verses I'd like to share. The Bible says in 1 Timothy chapter 6, verses 7 and 8, "For we brought nothing into the world, and we can take nothing out of it. But if we have food and clothing, we will be content with that." The Bible is saying that God is providing me with my basic needs, and everything after that is gravy. That's not necessary. The passage goes on to say in verse 9, "Those who get rich fall into temptation and a trap and into many foolish, harmful desires that plunge people into ruin and destruction." Whoa. Wait a second. Being discontent with what you have leads to ruin and destruction? Okay, so that's the road Will Smith's genie in the new Aladdin was talking about. So maybe collecting all these games may not destroy me, but man, is it stressful to think about all those stories I want to go through. Maybe, just maybe, if I stop to think how blessed I am to have the systems I have and the games I have and work on what I have. I also need to remember Psalms chapter 188, verse 24. "The Lord has done it this very day. Let us rejoice today and be glad." This week, I want you to think about discontent in your own life. Maybe you're like me and it's games. Maybe you aren't happy with your tech gear. Maybe you're caught up in keeping up somewhere else in your life. Remember that we can find our contentment in Jesus. If you've got questions about what that looks like, hit me up at God Games Geekery on Twitter or Instagram, or at lem@lifepromotions.org. I want to invite you to join us Tuesday and Thursday, 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. as I stream with my buddy Lucas and our friends on Twitch as Life Promotions at twitch.tv/lifepromotions. Also, rate us and write a review for the show. It helps us in ways I don't quite understand, but I do know I'd love to hear your thoughts. That's all for this week. I can't wait to join you again where you live, play, and work. Remember, you are geeky, you are loved. Peace.